He might not be from Krypton, but he's heads above the rest. His knowledge can't be questioned. You can put it to the test. So if you want to hear the truth and have nowhere else to go, I'll give you the solution. Just tune into his show and just kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Fandom Zone. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking. Well, maybe not. The man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying 1K villain in all of you who ever say with today, Mr. Zod. And by the way, when I say maybe not, I might have to throw in the occasional shill every now and again because, in the words, I think Jeremy Johns pushed it the best. He said, sponsorship. I've actually gotten some people who have gotten a hold of me. So, we'll see how it goes. First off, I wanted to thank everybody. I'm up to 1K. If you guys didn't know, I'm actually up to like 1,011. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. PB will be along the way. He is a little detained with technology. He said one moment. I don't know. He was very vague. I told him, PB, what are you doing? You're making us look bad, man. You're making us look bad. But no, I wanted to say thank you to everybody because you guys, before we get started, you guys are the reason why I am able to do this. You guys are the people who are listening to me that made the algorithm go, hey, this guy is worth it. So I'm really touched that I have everybody here. And I really appreciate all of the support that you people have given me, because without you guys, me and this angry emoji coming on wouldn't be able to talk to you.
This is not my angry emoji, you lying sack of shit.
Do you
I can put the angry emoji on, you motherfucker.
Are you still mad about those ET gifts?
Where is it? There we go. That's the angry emoji, you son of a bitch.
Are you mad about those ET gifts? You know I wasn't the one who started that. I just followed along.
Right. You weren't the one. Sure, you weren't the one who started it. You were just the one on the stream with 250 people watching saying, hey, here's a guy who you can torture with gifts. Thanks for that. Much appreciated.
Oh, come on. I mean, you do realize when I get monetized, I owe you like 3 years worth of back pay. You and Cyber.
Only 3?
I mean, yeah, isn't that how long we've been going? 3?
Hold on. The chat is telling me I need to switch my avatar back. So let's what about this one? Let's see what they think about this one.
That is great.
Oh my god, it moved its head. That was creepy. Did you guys see it?
Yeah.
He literally
Just
changed
snap
his...
the head.
Oh my goodness, he is.
I went from being angry to winking at you. Winking at you, chat. Not this motherfucker above me. Like, did you say hello to everybody in the chat?
Welcome. We are
like Gary North, Janie Davis, Bonnie B, Cherry K, Shalana Barber, Lemon Pie, Curtis YZ, Jamie Vick. Who'd I miss? Anybody? Everybody? Nobody? Somebody?
I mean, yeah, we'll know. I'd like to say Jamie Vick said congratulations to all of us. And Jamie Vick, this victory, as I was saying, this isn't just mine. This is you guys. You guys made me at the point of where I'm at. You guys followed us when we had only a few people watching, and then you guys continued to follow us and watch us. So without you guys, we wouldn't be here. And Pod Racing Palpatine, Loki too. Loki is a tremendous guy. If you guys don't know, go check out his channel. I've done some great morning interviews. I did one about the situation with my uncle, and you know, he's been a great guy too. He helped build the intro, so shout out to Loki. If you're watching, thank you very much. I've been lucky to come across a lot of great content creators, and isn't it funny, PB, that we met most of these people from the other people who we will not name right now?
What do you mean? Are you talking about the Fandom Menace fuck pies? Is that what you mean?
Lord.
The people that corrupted my hashtag? Those motherfuckers? Is that what you're talking about? My ever so pure hashtag? And they're like, oh, this is what it actually means. And I was like, no, it does not. I'm not going to talk about what it actually means because I don't want to trigger some people that are in the chat that I know it's going to trigger. So we'll just leave that one alone and move on from it. But I don't know what those Fandom Menace people are doing, but they don't talk to us because we are, quote, evil.
And I said, well, yeah, I'm a villain. Grisma Life, thank you for stopping by. Look, tonight we've got some awesome topics, and tonight, for the first time, Zod is going to have to retract support. I don't like to admit when I'm wrong, but unlike the media, I can't admit when I'm wrong. And I'm going to have to pull my support from an individual. And when we get to that, I'll talk about it. It's a sad day for me and this individual's fans, but there is some evidence, some compelling evidence, and I'm going to bring this to you guys live that I just can't ignore. I can't ignore. So I'm going to bring that to you. And Jamie Vick says, and without me, you would have gone a bit longer with only talking to a panel. True, Jamie Vick. Very true. I mean, wasn't Jamie Vick, Gary North, Nico, they were like the first people to watch us?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about you specifically, I don't know if there's anybody in the chat that has been watching you longer than me, but Jamie Vick, I don't know if there's been anybody watching longer than her. The only one I can think of that would be close is Gary North.
Yeah, Gary North's been with us forever. Shout out to Gary. There's so many people. Like when I do my 1,000 sub party, which is going to be next Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, did he click the back button? So I was
oh man, he pulled a Bonnie B. Look at him go. Unbelievable. That didn't take long. Oh, now he's going to try and come back?
Oh, yeah.
Resurrected. Yay.
YouTube is being an ass tonight. They're like, yeah, you got 1,000 subs, but good luck with tech. No, you know, Gary North, thank you. You know, just everybody. We've been blessed to meet everyone. But the first topic of the night that I want to talk about is an interesting
Whoa. I wanted to say something before you just started talking about topics. What the actual fuck, guy? Unbelievable.
What do you want to say?
Jesus
Go ahead,
Christ.
get off the
Like,
chest.
I just wanted to parlay off of what I was going to say or what I said earlier. Yeah, we have some subscribers here that have been here a long time. But the people who are far newer, we also appreciate because the conversation that we have has expanded and become far more enjoyable with more opinions in the chat.
That was beautiful, PB. Can I hug your emoji? Here, I'm just gonna.
No, stay away. Stay away.
Well,
I told you I'm not fucking winking at you, guy. Knock it off.
Yeah, you know, I was explaining this. I was just on JFD stream, and I was explaining like, man, like when we started this, we just had a dream of making something to bring people together and make them laugh, because God knows there's no good late night programs anymore. And, you know, here we are, and we've got people in the chat laughing and interacting and having a good time. And isn't that what entertainment's supposed to be? Entertainment is supposed to be uniting, bringing people together. And it's so awesome that we have brought so many of these people together and that they're able to interact with each other. I think that is so great within itself. So let's talk about our first topic of night, which is a very interesting topic. I don't think the late night has ever come across this. We have a shill site attacking another shill. And the shill that's attacking the other shill is the shilliest dumpster garbage magazine articles of all time. We Got This Covered is going after a rumor. And now I want to preference this before we jump into this article. I received a DM from one of the greatest sites. And if you guys don't know, DC Fandom is the best site to go to if you are a fan of all things DC. So if you want to know the latest tours, comic book information, or anything like that, go check out DC Fandom. You can follow them on Twitter, and also you can find them on the internet, www.dcfandom.com.org. Anyways, if you go over there, there is someone who contacted me within that, and they said that DC is doing house cleaning, and they didn't give any specifics. And I said, well, there's this person we've been talking about, and, you know, obviously you guys have seen my videos, so is this person part of that? And they said, I can't confirm or deny this. Well, Forbes released an article talking about Emilia Clarke and her home. Now, keep in mind, this person who wrote this article, all they handle is lifestyle. They don't do entertainment. They don't do rumors or gossip. They just cover people's homes. And according to their reporting, with Emilia Clarke selling her $4.4 million home, they made the comment that she is this great star. She's been in Terminator Genesis. She was the Queen of Dragons. And then they put an interesting line in there that she's also slated to replace Amber Heard in the upcoming Aquaman 2. Now, keep your tinfoil hat on, because there's more. I received this, I got that, and then I got this next article by We Got This Covered. Now, I wouldn't put much weight into these rumors, except for the fact that now the shilliest of the shills, the Omega of trash article writing, has come to the defense of Amber Heard. They say in this article that Amber Heard is rumored to have been fired from Aquaman 2 due to a breach of contract. But listen to how they word this first beginning. They say, another day, another rumor calling Amber Heard's DCU future into question. Now, before we go on, gentlemen on the panel, does that sound like that they're trying to smooth this over, and they're trying to say, yeah, guys, this is just a rumor. This isn't true. This is a rumor, guys. It's fake. And why would they use We Got This Covered? PB, why?
Because they don't got it covered.
Let me ask you something, PB, just before we get into this. Doesn't this kind of strike you as a little suspicious?
Anything that comes from We Got This Covered is a little suspicious. The only reason you, as a professional, which means not us, whoever the hell is using this out there as a professional, uses We Got This Covered, is so they can have plausible deniability and be like, well, I read it off of this website, so if they were lying to me, it's not my fault. Or you could have not dabbled in rumors. We will dabble in rumors because that's what we do on the internet. And then we will make fun of these rumors.
Exactly. And here's the thing that makes this interesting is normally we are the first one to shoot down these rumors. But when you have a rumor magazine that their sole intention in the internet is to make up stuff, and maybe 10% of the time they are right about this, and I'm being generous.
No, that's way too generous.
Okay, we'll go a solid 5.
Maybe less than 4.
Damn, Husky. Okay, we'll use Husky's hard 4. So when you have an article that is correct 4% of the time that comes to your defense, I've got to actually work this in reverse and start to question whether this is actually true, right? Right? Am I wrong, guys? If we go by the assumption...
you're typically wrong, but occasionally you get stuff right.
I think this might be that rare time where I feel like there is some stuff going on in Warner Bros. I feel like we're looking at a Disney-esque situation, and we'll talk about that sometime tonight too. But I feel like there is a behind-the-scenes thing going on, and this stuff is starting to leak out. And what's interesting about this whole thing is that Amber's team, and we all know she's a big mouth, right? She's a crybaby. She doesn't want people. She doesn't want these trolls to come out and say anything bad about her because she's the. Go ahead and do it. You do the Doomcock better than I do.
The bestest ever.
She's the bestest ever. She doesn't want people thinking that she's not the pinnacle of human achievement. So the fact that she's been unusually quiet, the fact that Warner Bros. Has been unusually quiet, and that we got this covered as coming to their defense, I'm kind of starting to have to listen to these rumors, and I'm just going to say rumors because, take it with a grain of salt or whatever.
Take it with an entire salt shaker. What are you talking about, guy?
Oh, I agree. There's been much discussion about whether Warner Bros. Will stick with the actress long-term after all of the bad press that her ongoing legal battles with ex-Johnny Depp has wrought. But to date, Heard is still officially expected to reprise her role as Mira in Aquaman 2. The latest reports, however, are claiming that WB has fired her over a breach of contract. As picked up by Small Screen, 2 separate outlets, YouTube channel Popcorn Planet and Australian site Sausage Roll are sharing that sources have told them that Heard has been let go from the James Wan sequel on the grounds that she broke the health and fitness clause in her contract. No specific reasons beyond that, including what exactly she could have done that contrived this contrived. What the fuck?
Oh my God, I don't know, man. It's a C word that you can't pronounce. The list is unimaginable.
Studio are unknown, however. Popcorn Planet initially broke the story that the WB were in the process of removing her from the sequel, while Sausage Roll says the process is now completed. It's worth pointing out Aquaman movies film in Australia, so that might lend to some credibility on the second outlet's claim. It's also said that WB has yet to hire a new actress to fill the role of Jason Momoa's on-screen love interest, though fans have casted, the fan art prior to the reports that had been stated that Warner Bros. Was happy to stand by Heard following the last court case, blah, 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 that wasn't in Johnny Depp's favor. But if
so
wait.
This is going to be recorded in Australia.
Yeah, they're doing some. Stevie's on a campaign to get the dingoes to round her
it's
up.
all Stevie, man. They hear his message.
They heard Stevie and they're like, forget that. We don't want the dingoes coming after us. This crazy guy is riding a dingo straight into the crowd. He's not having it. But yes, and if you guys want to follow me through the hilarity of reading, I did put the link to the articles in the description, so you guys can follow along. Prior reports have stated that the Warner Bros. Was happy to stand by Heard following the last court case against Depp that wasn't in his favor. But if the actress really did something to breach her contract, like abuse, lying, not donating $7 million to a charity and saying that you did, being a horrendous person, sorry, I editorialized that. They wouldn't be sorry to lose negative baggage that comes with having her involved with the franchise after almost 2 million people have signed a petition online calling for her to be replaced as Mira. But we might want to wait for further. Now, this is the funniest part. We got this covered. This part is gold. They're saying, but we might want to wait for further developments before taking this as a fact. After all, other tipsters like Daniel Rickman, who's been right about everything, have said that the studio are more than happy with working with her. Amber Heard had recently this week, he has claimed, was in talks for a cameo in Flash. Of course, that's technically still possible, even if Aquaman 2 contract has been breached. But for now, we'll advise taking all this with the usual grain of salt. Are you kidding me? We got this covered. They had the audacity. They had the audacity to take rumors with a grain of salt. We got this covered. Had the nerve to say, take this with a grain of salt. I don't even know what to say. I'm mystified at the stupidity. Someone please talk. Oh my God, my head hurts. I don't know what to say. They actually used that line in their article.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
No site that I know more for rumors than this. We got this covered. My brother sent me a link from something with them, and I'm like, I told maybe a couple of months ago, and I told him, be careful what you read from these guys, because they're full of bullshit. I'm on a panel with guys that make fun of them all the time.
I only make fun of the fact that they say everything as a fact, but if you were to read We Got This Covered as a periodical 3 months later or 6 months later, not a single fucking thing that they say is going to be correct. You'd be like, wait a second. What kind of fucking rag is this? Like, why are they even printing this stuff? And you'd be like, I don't know. None of it's true. Oh, it's a rumor fucking mill. I get it now. Except they don't say in giant bold letters with every frickin' article that they post, rumor, which is what you're supposed to do when it's a fucking rumor.
Like, this mystifies me on a fundamental level, because when a rumor magazine is calling someone out as a rumor, right? And God, PB, Cyber, how long have we been doing this and making fun of their articles? When they come out now and say that, when they come out and they say this is a rumor, well, now I have no choice as someone who's a logical thinking human being but to work this in reverse and go, well, if you guys are saying this is a rumor, this has got to be true. There's no other logical explanation. I mean, Am I wrong?
You can't give logical explanations for stuff that you get off of We Got This Covered. There's no logic over there. I swear to God that when they make an article, they do it exclusively through SEO. And I don't know if the people in the chat know what SEO is. Those are the things that push you in the algorithm. So essentially, it's what people are searching for on all of the platforms all over the place. So all they do is they look at what people are searching for and they take whatever specific words or phrases and they just kind of mash them together. So they got Amber Heard, they got Amelia Clark, they got the Snyder Cut, they mashed them together, everybody went to this article, right?
Yeah. Who knows how many hits
You don't have to put anything in the article. There is no actual tangible information that you are going to be able to grab onto and be like, oh man, we actually have some hope. Or the other side of the coin where, oh fuck, it's definitely not happening. You're not going to be able to do either of that with a We Got This Covered article. You'll look at the headline and be like, oh, that's either great or terrible. But as soon as you read the article, you'll be like, wow, I just read a bunch of Olympic rings. All it was a bunch of circle jerks.
Like, and here's the thing. This feels like to me damage control that that they're doing for something that has not been confirmed or denied. And it makes me think that if you are damage controlling something that we don't have confirmation on already, that the rumor that is out there, that's floating out there, has to be true because you've already got the shills trying to spin it like it's something completely different. And it makes me think that there is some serious stuff going on. Now, here's the thing. At the end of the day, we are not going to know until the cast list comes out, until they prepare everything. We're not going to know how much of this is actually true or false. But I'm just going to put this out there. I honestly think that there is some kind of something going on. I think they're trying to keep it concealed. But I think that if Amber Heard is in this, I think that they are going to limit or they're going to minimize her role in this whole entire thing, or they're going to kill her off. But I don't think that. I honestly don't think
they're going to kill her off. Oh man!
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, okay. If they're going to kill her off, I wonder how many people in the chat would be on board with that scene. Because I know they don't want to watch the movie. I know that they don't. But I wonder if they want to watch her, I don't know, get decapitated, or if we're going to be ironic, get eaten by a shark.
So everybody in the chat, put a 1 if you would like to have Amber Heard taken out by a random sword. I'm trying to be politically correct, decapitated, whatever. Or 2 if you would like to see her eaten by a shark. Go ahead.
Ooh,
put it in the chat.
I want that one.
1 or 2. 1 for the decapitation, or 2 she's eaten by a shark. Whichever one would make you happy. I'm actually curious about this.
I know which one I would absolutely go with. And just so we're clear, you know, if she's going to get decapitated, it's got to be with some type of trident, right? I assume that's what it's going to be. But Oh,
Bring it, and it can be
Carmen
John.
got me with that one. Carmen's like, she needs to be decapitated and eaten by a shark.
The rebel rouser over here.
Oh, God.
You got to pick one or the other.
Bonnie wants her to be eaten by a shark slowly, like just the foot, then the other foot, then an arm maybe, and just work your way to the torso as slow as possible, please.
You know what would be hilarious? Just picture the box office if people are like, oh, we're not going to see this, they protested or whatever, right? And then someone comes out and they go, oh yeah, Mira is like horribly eaten by a shark. Wouldn't that be the weirdest box? Because you would literally have everybody going to just see that scene, and it'd be like $1 billion.
What would be hilarious, because it's going to be released in installments, would be whatever installment that she got killed in would have like 3, 4, 10 times the viewership than all of the rest of them. They'd be like, why do people like this one so much? And I'll be like, I wonder why, you fucking idiots. And I say fucking idiots because Warner Brothers are not smart.
No, they are not. And speaking of not smart, we're going to get into a bit of a spicy topic here. It's a bit of a divide. I know how certain people feel. I've had adamant debates about this, but Gina Carano, and why bring this up?
You've had adamant debates with people?
Oh, yeah. There's been...
I don't believe you, and I don't think anyone in the chat believes you either. Like, where could you have possibly went that you had a debate with somebody over Gina Carano? Maybe like they said, no, I love Gina Carano. You're like, no, I love her more. And they're like, no, I love her more. So where were you? You went someplace with a large Jewish population or something?
Echo Base Network actually had a debate about about this situation. So
you debated a building?
Well, at this point, when a villain's
no, that sounds like you. You would definitely debate a building. He'd be like, you know what? I really need a win today, guys. I'm gonna go outside and I am gonna debate the hell out of Gina Carano with this brick wall. He doesn't stand a fucking chance. And he was out there for hours and hours and hours. And guess what? That brick wall stood strong. You fucking lost that debate too. Everybody in the chat is rolling right now.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
I see Zod did argue with Wasabi Van. 11-5, stop stalking me. You got PB angry. The wall, hashtag the wall still won. Cherry K. Oh, her and her hashtags, man, they could be used for great good or monumentous evil. So here's the thing. Oh, Black Pearl, good to see you over here. Here's the thing. Whether or not the people took this statement, this is just my personal opinion. People took the statement out of context, but whether or not they did, that's not the issue I want to focus on. Disney, now people rewind your memory back. Who did Disney do this to? They did this to another great, more of a great actor. Sorry, Gina, I love you, but an A-list actor. They did the same thing to Johnny Depp. And when you look at the interview she had, they were headhunting here. And this is what I don't agree with. I do not agree with this cancel culture. I don't support it in any capacity. When you are allowed to dictate whether or not a company fires, and keep in mind, these are people, they fire them for no good reason. They take food from their plate for a arbitrary accusation or a bullshit excuse, right? When you take food from people just because you have a temper tantrum because you don't get a metaphor, to me, that is a huge, huge glaring issue, because at this point, this gives these keyboard warriors, these spineless cowards, this gives them control over a company's actions. And Disney has come out and said that they are listening to trending topics. PB, can I just ask you something? Is that not the stupidest idea in Cyber 2? Is that not the stupidest idea to listen to what is trending on Twitter? I had prenatal training.
Dude.
We had prenatal training.
You saw the thing where the K-pop stands are trying to cancel a German radio show? I don't know what he said, but I'm pretty sure it's not what they think he said. What they're making him say, which they kept calling him racist against Asian people. I'm like, I think I know what he said without clicking it. He said that probably he probably doesn't like K-pop or anything like that, or that group. But K-pop stands are a part of cancel culture. And they are one of the sources of cancel culture because they always try to cancel someone who says shit about their stuff. So, yeah, these people are in groups and they think they are righteous people, but they are the most toxic, disgusting people ever. And me just saying this, if it hits the K-pop stan community, they'll try to take me down too.
Yeah, and don't be bringing those crazy K-pop people over here. I don't need someone... I don't need the Asian population being made of the Caucasian.
I like Psy. Okay, he was pretty good.
I love Psy too.
I've never cared about really any boy bands. So
I mean, but that's not specifically an Asian thing. We could say that boy bands just universally, except for JT. Don't you guys ever tell me about JT. JT, there should be a JT Day. There should be a JT Monument. There should be I don't know. I'm not part of Span Club. Anyways,
one of the boy bands I like, and I'll say it, but mainly because the show was kind of stupid funny, was Big Time Rush. But that's pretty much why that existed, because it was a fake boy band for a show.
Jeanne says, if Mr. Depp wins his lawsuits, it's going to shake things up in a lot of ways. What do you think, PB? Do you think this will shake cancel culture up?
There doesn't seem to be anything that can shake those weird fucks. They just move on to the next thing to bitch about, which is really fucking annoying.
Saw that several times. They'll just find someone new. They're like a virus.
And shout out to our favorite troll, the Glare is
Smith
here.
Was right.
If you guys didn't check it out, go check out my video after this, of course, with the Glare. We did a review. It's called Bat Nipples. It's a review on Batman and Robin. We had to get totally wasted. PB jumped in at the last hour of it. It was hilarious. And we talked about a bear biting someone's bum. I don't know how it always comes back.
No. That's not what we talked about. What we talked about was some stupid fucking moron who walked into a building, didn't notice that there was a bear in the building, sat down, and allowed the bear to bite them on their fucking ass. That is what we talked about. Like, give a little bit of context, man.
My bad. Witchy one says bears and meth gators. Oh my. Oh no. Carmen, hi.
You never said hi to her before. Unbelievable. Husky never says hi to her because, he's a dick.
Husky, say hi to Carmen. Bad dog.
He's going to disappear again.
He's gonna go in the snow.
I think
with,
he's joking
with the
about it. You weren't there that night.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy that that we've allowed cancel culture. And I think the biggest argument with this Gina Carano thing, let's take her out of this, folks. Don't use, if you have your gripes, look, that's fine. You can take statements how you want.
Culture tried to cancel that dog from Paw Patrol.
They tried to cancel Mr. Potato Head. They tried to cancel. They tried to say Mr. Potato Head is not diverse enough. They want.
Is Mr. Potato Head not diverse enough? You got the Mr. Potato Head's pieces and the Miss Potato Head pieces, and all the potatoes are the same potato. And I could put the female ones on and the male ones on the same potato, and just keep flipping and flipping around. And we'll do whatever the fuck I want, because guess what? It's Potato Head.
And that's what I'm saying. This is the thing that mystifies me. These are the same people saying that Mr. Potato Head, okay, they're saying Mr. Potato Head needs to be transgender. I kid you not. I showed the article to Bitchy. She said, I have no words. That was her. She just looked at me and goes, wait, what? And I was like, Mr. Potato Head. They are coming after Mr. Potato Head. They want to cancel Mr. Potato Head. Is there no point where we stop and we say, why? Why is this happening?
It's happening because I think people are bored. They need something to bitch about instead of just going out and, I don't know. You know what? If you have time to go on the internet and white knight for something that doesn't even fucking affect you, how about you just go outside, dig a hole, and when you're done digging the hole, fill that hole back in. And then tomorrow, you can do the same thing.
You guys ready for this one? Speaking of cancel culture, right now, there's a hashtag of boycott Wendy's, because they always try to do something to Wendy's. But here's the reason why. Fans rallied to boycott Wendy's after the fast food chain jokingly asked if they should ban Minecraft streamer George Not Found. I don't know who the fuck that is. I know who Wendy's
could probably
is.
ask my daughter. I love my daughter to death. She's normally on the ball, but she has.
I only know the
Minecraft.
best Minecraft YouTubers that don't do Minecraft anymore. I remember the good old days.
Carbon says, I hope they don't cancel Mr. Let me tell you something,
been
Carbon.
canceled.
They've been
We
trying
already
to cancel me. They had hashtag cancel Zod going before this, so come after me. I could care less. The fact that you want to take your time out of your busy life to try to cancel me, and an emoji of a talking cybernetic husky and an emoji of a pop culture icon. You're welcome, PB.
That was a quality pun. I liked it.
The fact that you guys want to take the time to come after me, oh my god, I've appropriated a black man finally.
Oh my god, stop it. Anyways, I can't stay that long, but I want to say happy 4K, Zod. You finally made it after
Did
like
you just
5
say
years.
4K?
I said 1K.
Oh.
Yeah, tell me how I'm at Applebee's, right? I got me a drink, something, an alcoholic beverage, and I got me some pasta. And they gave me my drink. I was like, yo, can I get a straw? He's like, oh, we're not supposed to give you straws and shit. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I can't
You're not supposed to have a straw. Just don't hit any bumps or potholes.
Yeah,
Wait,
I was like,
Applebee's is doing that shit again? I remember years ago when they didn't have any straws.
yeah, it's just like, because it's like a slushy type drink. So I was like, what the fuck? I need a straw.
Man, for a slushy, they probably didn't even. Did you see the spoons they give you? I got a little baby spoon for one time. I think it was for a Frosty, and I said, "What am I supposed to do with this? I'm I'm just gonna get like the little squirrel they make at the top with this thing. What is this? Why
Yeah,
You
did
need
you
the
put
comically
this
large
in my
spoon.
drink?
Yeah, I'm kind of fed up now, so I'm a little fed up.
It's a robbery, and you know what? Those straws.
You're fed up. You know what? I'm fed up too because I had to listen to 3/4 of the questions that I'm going to get on this live stream 5 hours ago.
The struggle is real, I guess.
Does that happen to you, Perp? When you're going to be on a live stream with somebody in 5 hours, do they call you ahead of time and be like, hey, I'd just like to get your thoughts about this and this and this? And you got to go, hey, guy, stop asking me fucking questions or else I can't answer them for the first time on the stream, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Not that bad, though.
Unbelievable.
It's not as bad as them not giving you a straw for your fucking drink. Like, imagine
No, it's not.
imagine going to like McDonald's and they just say, "Hey, yo, fuck you! You can't have no straws. Like, we can't do that." Like,
But they can slap the plastic lid on there, you know.
right? The fuck? I don't get these white establishments. I'm sorry. But I don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, you know, why does it gotta be a white establishment?
I'm pretty sure if you look up who owns Applebee's, it's somebody Caucasian.
It's not Shaq.
Possibly not.
Damn it. He owns everything.
I'm gonna go look at that.
Now
dude.
that you
This
said it,
thing's-
PB, he might buy Applebee's.
I mean,
I'm
I would
gonna
hope so. Look what he did to Papa John's.
I'm gonna buy Applebee's just so I can be like, all right, every customer that gets curbside pickup or whatever the fuck gets 2 straws.
Yes. You never know when that first one's going to break. Or you
Yes.
drop it. You never know.
Or somebody might steal it from you. It was the first time I picked up, it was like, yeah, I ordered curbside. Ain't nobody like showing up to the side of my fucking car. It's like, oh, we're not allowed to have people come out towards 9 p.m. whatever for safety hazards. It's like, wow, you could have just told me that shit. Why was the option available? Like, places pissed me off already. I'm over it.
Sounds like you just have a lot of bad experience with Applebee's.
Yo, I haven't been to Applebee's in years, and now they just being difficult.
Yeah, like that astonishes me. And look, during the zombie apocalypse times, this is not the time to have tremendously terrible service. When you are going through bad times, you want to give like grade A quality service. I don't understand.
You want to kiss people's asses like Chick-fil-A and then shine their shoes for you, and then, you know, they pull down your pants and wipe your ass for you when you go
I
to the
have no idea
shitter.
what you're talking about, Husky. I have no idea. I cannot relate. I cannot relate.
I'm joking about
I
Chick-fil-A's
know.
service, but yeah. Come on, you got that's how good your service has to be to the people these days.
I didn't mean to derail your conversation. It's just something in my mind. And it's just gonna piss me off for like the rest of the night. So, what will y'all talk about?
We were talking about the Gina Carano situation and how
boy, that again.
Yeah, well, more of the cancel
It's
culture.
the first time that we talked about. What do you mean that again?
Rich people problems, man. It's rich people problems. I can't relate.
All we talk about here is rich people.
Hey, if I got fired the other day, nobody would give a fuck. Be like, oh well, get another job. Nah, it's fucked up.
You're sitting on. You got that YouTube hustle. You got like those awesome videos and that stream that one day I'm gonna be on. That random stream. Or did you get rid of the random stream?
I got rid of the random stream last year.
Oh man,
unbelievable!
See? It joined the 27 club. I ended it at random stream 27.
How is it that all of us here, because for some unknown reason, our Australian doesn't want to participate with us anymore? Sad times.
Maybe
Anyway,
because it's like,
all of us here are never on the same fucking page, especially the two of you on the left side of the screen.
true, but that's not my fault. Hey, since we're talking about like doing different shit, PB, since when do you live stream on your channel? I just seen that. I was like, what the fuck?
Since Zod started streaming at 8 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to take the party to like an after party stream because unfortunately, Zod has to guard the free world. And so, yeah, you know, if you look now, I got my security get up.
Have you gotten beaten up? Have you gotten beaten up yet?
Nah, man.
Okay.
Look at this. No one's
No,
beating
he
this up.
avoids his daughter.
Yeah.
Hey, she's got good rights. My daughter's got good right and a good left. So funny story. My daughter, if you guys don't know, so I got called at the school, and they call me up and they're like, Mr. Zod, you have to come into the office, and they make it sound like really serious, and they go, we've got to talk about your daughter. And I go, oh my goodness, you know, she's a villain's daughter. There's a long list of things that she could have did. And I'm getting a little worried. And so apparently there was this little boy at school, and he had this habit of throwing his arms around random girls.
Oh, so he's like, that's little mini Weinstein in you know, in practice. Like
The hashtag me too shit.
Let me guess that she beat his ass, or
no, it gets better. So he put her arm around her shoulder. She had warned this little kid not to put his arm on the shoulder. He didn't listen. So
Shut up, you fucking idiots!
So she
No.
flipped.
Oh my
this
god!
Kid, she flipped this kid over her shoulder. Oh my goodness. Okay, so he put her arm around her shoulder. She flips him. Okay, let me show you guys. She flips him over her shoulder.
Okay, it's Sam LaRusso.
Yeah. So now it gets better. They call me into the office, like all serious. I'm sitting here with the principal, and they say, well, Mr. Zod, you know, your daughter can't be doing this. This is fostering a culture of violence. And then they kicked me out because you can guess what happened.
Yeah, I'm like, are you serious? Like, this dude just put hands on my daughter. You not see that first, but you see the other shit? It's called self-defense.
I was like,
no, I had a teacher that thought it was stupid. My homeroom teacher in high school. She's like, they don't want you to stand up for yourself. They'd rather have you run away and cower.
Yeah, they said that their goal is, they say, you run away from the situation. And I taught my daughter, and so did Mother Zod, if you are approached, you defend yourself. Now, don't go beating up people, nothing like that, but, you know, you should be able to defend yourself. So, that's
hilarious that she hit him with like a hip toss. Like, that's funny as hell.
I was proud. I was like, I'm gonna get you some.
See all those years of teaching has paid off.
Yes, I was so happy. I was like, and I'm sitting here going, so I'm still waiting for you guys to tell me where the issue is. Like, right. They were like, they were getting ready to penalize someone for defending themselves. And I'm never going to apologize because we've got a lot of females in the chat watching right now. And let me just get your opinion. You guys, should my daughter be equipped for the world? If something should happen, should she be able to defend herself? Go ahead and let me know in the chat what you guys think. Because I think it's a load of crap.
Of course, all these monsters out there, you got to defend yourself, regardless if you're a female or a male. You always got to defend yourself. Never get caught lacking.
Yeah, you never know if you got a Bill Cosby or an Amber Heard.
I got a big yes from Evelyn. Jean Ann says defend herself. Cherry K says 100%. Shalana
Janie Davis said you started that sentence 4 times, you fucking putz.
Shalana Barber says, I had a guy put his arms around me in high school and I broke his nose in front of security and he got in trouble for touching me.
That's good shit. Word of advice, keep your hands to yourself. If the woman does not want to be touched, do not touch her. Always, if she says no, no means no. Borrow story, but I do gotta head out.
I mean,
Zod, congratulations on the 1K. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you stay that way and just keep going up 2K. You still gotta break boards over your heads too. I didn't forget about that. You said that way back in the day. If you hit 1K, that you're gonna break boards over your head again. PB, Husky, I'll see y'all later.
Oh my God, you're leaving?
Yes, I gotta go eat, man.
Just hit the mute button.
I'll probably come back later.
Not recorded. We gotta have it as an ASMR.
Talk to you later.
Peace out. If you guys don't know, Cherry K, the amazing mod, linked Perp's channel, go check out Perp Minded. He's been with the Fandom Zone forever. Cherry K should get like mod of the year. Thank you, Cherry. You know, Carmen said he never said hi. Carmen, don't take it personally. Perp doesn't say hi to anybody.
No, he says salute to the chat. That's what he says.
Or he says, what's up?
Don't expect a hi from Perp.
Oh man, so
I mean, the hi that you're thinking of, don't expect that from Perp.
Oh jeez. Let's move on. Speaking of people touching people inappropriately, let's talk about Josh Whedon. When I said in the beginning of the stream, I had to retract my support. It's a sad day. If you guys don't know, I've been a Josh Whedon fan for years. I follow.
Are you putting an H on the end of his name? Because it really fucking sounds like it.
Wheaton. It's Wheaton.
No, his first name, Joss.
It's Joshua Wheaton.
Oh my God, he did it. Continue.
Anyways, I've been a big fan, and unfortunately,
you did never say hi to Phantasmagorical. What a fucking dick.
Oh, Phantasmagorical. Hi.
Like, I understand that you are on camera and all that fancy stuff, so you got to show us talking with your hands. But if you're not going to say hello with your voice, you can say hello with your fingers in the chat, can't you?
Very true.
I can say hi with
it
my
is very
fingers
true, but you're a fucking dick.
Wild card. I believe you. I definitely can. I can agree with charisma, but unfortunately,
I want to say hi with my fingers in the chat.
Oh jeez. Michelle. Okay, if you guys don't know, Michelle Trachtenberg was the younger daughter. Or
really? Unbelievable. There's nobody at the door, guy.
Was the younger sister.
Hopefully his girlfriend, Cherry K.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get off that. I'm trying to keep this cyber. Trying to keep this PG. Anyways.
It is PG. They don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't say the words on stream.
So, anyways, apparently, and this struck me as odd. And if this is true, and there's dates and times, unfortunately, for this, there is actual dates and times coming out. And Josh hasn't come out and defended himself. And look, with claims like this, JD came out right away, and he said that he is innocent. When someone is attached onto a show and they remove themselves and they refuse to comment on things, I've got to start to question where their innocence is, because anyone who is innocent, even if it's going to damage their rep, my mind is you should come out and you should defend yourself and you should bring out your points. If you're not defending yourself, and if you remove yourself from a project and there starts to come out dates and times, I've got to sort of evaluate the evidence that's coming out, and the evidence that's coming out is not looking good at all. I'm going to read this article by Variety, and it says, Inside Whedon's Cutting and Toxic World of Buffy and Angel. Here's the thing. With Buffy and Angel, there was an NDA, so the actors and actresses couldn't speak out about anything that was going on. But it's been almost 22 years since the show aired. So now that NDA, it's not, it's within the limits or whatever. So a lot of people are speaking out. And the most interesting one is Michelle Trachtenberg, because I followed her since Buffy. I thought she was very charismatic. And she was in this movie Euro Trip, if you guys remember, from back in the day. And the interesting part is, based on what she said happened to her, she dropped from the scene, and she hadn't done anything for years. And when that happens, I've gotta start to ask myself, is this true? And before I continue, PB, when you have something like this, do you kind of got to start to lean in that this is true when people are bringing up dates and episodes and times that this stuff happened? Unlike Ray, screw you, Ray Fisher. No one cares about you. Everybody hates the Justice League Cyborg. No one cares about you. Bring facts, Ray. Bring facts. I don't have any facts.
That's all I've been asking for. I was like, I want one date. Just give me one date. Be like, on this day, he did this to me. And then one other person will be like, oh, yeah, I saw that. He was being a real racist fuck. And I'd be like, oh, it must be true. That's all we would need. But it doesn't happen. So, yeah, I would say when you start hearing names, dates, times, actual specifics, it lends a boatload of credibility to your story.
You know what else helps the credibility? Changing the story every time. Oh no, wait, no, that doesn't happen. It's like every time you watch those like things of court cases and stuff, and they change their story several times, you're like, yeah, this person's definitely guilty.
But unfortunately, and here's the other thing that makes me suspicious, is that he's bowed out and stayed silent. And for me, the other big indicator, if you have people smearing your name, and this is posed to you guys, direct question, would you not come out and defend yourselves if you hear someone saying something untrue about you?
I mean, why wouldn't I?
Depending
on it, obviously. If you got the town crazy standing outside just spouting nonsense, no, I probably wouldn't feel compelled to come out and defend myself. But if you have a semi-normal person that comes out and says something, and you go, wait a second, I didn't do that, or at least I don't remember doing that, or I don't remember it that way, because obviously everybody has their own perspective, and that's how you get to the truth. Yeah, I would absolutely come out and defend myself and be like, hey, here is what happened, and just tell my story. That's all I would do.
Yeah, and Wildcard says all three females came forward on Buffy and Justice League. Justice League I take with a grain of salt because honestly, I still don't buy Ray Fisher. He attacked everyone without a compass, but the Buffy cast I would take serious because you had three and you had someone who literally disappeared from the scene after this happened. Michelle Trachtenberg talks about how she disappeared. So I'm going to read this article. And
hey, wait.
man,
Oh, God.
Joss Whedon directed 2 Avengers movies, right? Age of Ultron and the first Avengers.
Yeah,
I
and there
haven't
was
heard anything from that set.
well, there was a claim too that he was let go after the second one, which is why he went to DC, but they never gave specifics because Disney. So it says Buffy the Vampire Slayer was set in California High School, beset by vampires, demons.
Is there a fucking comma between high and school?
No.
It's set in a California High School.
Hey, it's California. Beset by demons and toxic mean girls. I mean, okay. But it turns out its real life big bad was the show creator, Joss Whedon. Then in his early 30s, Whedon, who built Buffy into one of the most beloved and influential shows in the past 25 years, and went on to write and direct 2012's The Avengers, which launched the biggest movie franchise of all time, was heralded for his witty dialogue and wrenching plot twists. But he also scared his cast of young actors with biting, inappropriate comments and that stayed with them for decades. Interviews that Variety conducted with 11 individuals who worked directly on Buffy or Angel or were closely familiar with the productions during their runs on the WB and UPN painted the portrait of Whedon as a talented collaborative writer-producer with a pattern of inappropriate and impetuous and disparaging behavior towards those who worked with him. Whedon created a cult personality around himself, according to the sources. Those who on the inside of Whedon's circles basked in his attention, praise, and friendship. Those who are on the outside are opposite: scorn, division, and callousness. Everyone at Variety spoke with did so on the condition of autonomy, either so they could speak freely or out of concern for their careers. Variety also reached out to 40 actors, writers, and producers and directors from Buffy and or Angel, including Sarah Michelle Gellar, Michelle Trachtenberg, Amber Benson, Elijah Dushku, David Boreanaz, and Elisa Hagen, all of whom declined to participate in this story. Whedon's tenure on Buffy and Angel came under scrutiny February 10th after Charisma Carpenter, who played reformed mean girl Cordelia Chase for 3 seasons on Buffy, 4 seasons on Angel, posted a lengthy statement on social media in which she alleged that Whedon abused his power on numerous occasions with her while working on the show. Carpenter called Whedon casually cruel and alleged that after Whedon learned she was pregnant while making Angel, he asked her in a closed-door meeting if she was going to keep it. Wow. And manipulatively weaponized my womanhood and faith against me. He proceeded to attack my character, mock my religious belief, and accuse me of sabotaging the show, and then unceremoniously fired me following the season once I gave birth. And now here's the thing interesting about this claim that I want to get out there. I followed this show, and during the season, the next season, her character was put into a coma and then died off screen. So before we continue, guys, that sounds kind of suspicious now thinking about it. What do you guys think?
I think I had to put my helmet on.
What do you think, guys? Do you think that was suspicious, Mr.
Yeah, the coma thing sounds suspicious.
Oh man, you don't hear that excuse all the time, do you?
No. Gary North says, I always thought it was suspicious. Yeah, here's the thing. The more I look at the evidence that's coming out, and then when you even see within the show, Charisma Carpenter played one of the most liked characters at the time, and then just oddly, out of the blue, after one of arguably the weirdest seasons, I didn't like it. He put her in a coma and killed her off. And I'm not gonna lie, season 5 of Angel was fantastic. I loved that season. But I dismissed this at the time because Charisma Carpenter has been known to be hard to work with on certain things. And so I was like, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. But now that years later, after the contracts have run out, you have the cast members coming out and saying these things, and production people. And it's getting to a point where you kind of got, and then you look at what happened in the show, it's starting to line up. And I hate it because I love Buffy and Firefly. I mean, let me pose the question to you this way. Do you think this is a reason? Because this is always the question when these things come up and it starts to look like, hey, Tammy, when these things come up and it starts to look like that there is good proof, there's good evidence, do you think that takes away from the original shows that were created?
Oh, man. No, I don't think that it does. Like, I watched all of the new trilogy, and it didn't take away how much I love the original trilogy. In fact, I would say it enforced even more how much I love the original trilogy, because I have to fall back on it. Because I can't go, oh, yes, let's go watch these new Star Wars movies. I don't do that. So no, I don't think that when you make something new, it draws away from it. It can, I guess, if you want to look at it that way, but I suppose you need to be able to compartmentalize. Because I know that there were multiple people out there that said, oh, they made a new Star Wars and it's terrible and it totally killed all of my love for Star Wars. And I say, that's ridiculous. How can you not still love Luke Skywalker going out there and doing his thing throughout the galaxy? I'm still going to love that. Why wouldn't I love that?
I hate the gameplay of the current Battlefront games, but I still go back to the old ones. The only reason why I touch the new ones is because they have different maps, and that's the only reason why I go to them.
Big Daddy O corrected me. First off, hi, Dr. Soup. Secondly, Big Daddy O says, at Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone correction, she didn't die off screen. She came back for a special goodbye episode. If it's true, why did she come back for a single episode? Because she was contractually obligated. I remember the thing behind that. When she was let go, in her contract, she still had a set amount of episodes, and she was actually literally one episode away. So to not pay her, oh man, this sounded worse now that I think about it. Now I have to pay her for that extra episode. They had her on that special 100th episode, which was the farewell one. Yes, I do remember that. So it doesn't look good. I'm going to continue on because I got one more article after this, and I've got a time limit. So Carpenter's Post launched a domino effect, which similarly the allegations against Whedon established an apparent pattern of behavior on the show. Neither Whedon nor his representatives have responded to social media claims. I don't agree with that. He shouldn't have to respond to social media because that is not the people you should answer to. I do think he should come out if he's innocent and declare his innocence, because if you have nothing to hide, you should have no problem coming out here and telling these people, you know what, it's not true. I will defend this. I have proof. But when you go and you choose not to say anything and you choose to hope that this goes away, then I kind of got to start to think, there's some truth in here. There's something you don't want people to know if they start digging. I mean, am I wrong? It appears that there
Stop
is
asking
something.
that question. Are you wrong? Because the answer is usually.
But Mr. PB, let me ask you, doesn't it look more suspicious if you choose not to defend yourself?
I don't know. People are going to think what they're going to think regardless, because somebody will come out and defend themselves and they'll say, wow, they're coming out so strongly. They obviously did something that they have to come out and make sure that we know they didn't do it. Or you take the perspective that, oh, well, that person's coming out immediately to make sure that I know that they didn't do it. That person did the exact same thing, and it's two people standing next to each other, hearing the exact same thing, and they heard exactly different stories. One of them believes, oh, guilty is sin. The other one's like, oh, you're perfectly innocent. They heard the exact same thing.
So, I mean,
remember, Johnny didn't defend himself with the allegations years ago that Amber Heard was throwing out.
I mean,
Because he was beaten, probably, if he was going to say anything.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's true. But at the same
But
time,
that's why I see it even suspicious on the other end. If they're not talking, is the person accusing them trying to silence them?
I mean, you know, there's I find myself at a crossroads with this because there's times, there's dates. They didn't quote Michelle Trachtenberg in this article, but she was talking about and giving times and dates where she was that he made these inappropriate passes. And if that's the case, at the time she was like 19 years old on the set of the show. And you know, and then she disappeared, and she said she disappeared from the mainstream because of after this had happened, she had taken some roles and went on that whole objectification bit. But I mean, it's if this was going on, I mean, this is the thing that where it has the negative effect, because now you're going to have these weirdos going, see, Wheaton was guilty and no one went after him, and look at all of these people being a big blah, 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 blah. So this is like that thing where like it's such a thin line. Hollywood in general is so corrupt, such a cesspool, that at this point, you can't even tell which one's a witch hunt and which one is an actual case. And this is exactly what I was saying with this JV thing, is that when you have people like Amber Heard who are claiming false rumors, they're saying they're a victim when they're not. You're fostering a culture of people telling lies. So when you have an actual thing come out that is the truth, now we've got to sit here and question who's right, who's wrong, who's telling the truth, who's not. And it should not be this way for people who suffer under domestic violence, sexual assault, sexual advances, any abuse of any kind. That's the biggest thing that angers me about this whole situation, that if it is true, this is another example of things going on in Hollywood. And how many years? And it's been like, what, almost 30 years since that show aired. And now, if this is all true, now people choose to come forward and say something. Now, these people are holding this in, and you guys know what personally happened to me. This is disgusting if people are victims and they're holding this in all of these years. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say.
That's a first. Oh my God. Maybe we should talk about this more often.
I mean, let me go to Cyber first, and then I'll go to pop culture. Cyber, what do you think if people are forced to hold this stuff in, if this happened?
There's a couple of reasons why people won't talk after a few years. Is my mic on? Okay. I wasn't seeing the thing flash. And sometimes it can be contracts, money. Sometimes they don't speak because, well, I don't have anything in psychology, but I don't know the exact terms, but there's something like when some traumatic experience goes like this, and then you just hold it in, and then it builds up, and it can build up in a terrible way. One terrible way is what happened in Zod's family. And that can happen from a span of maybe a year after something happened, or many years after it happened. And if you're a victim of any of these things, you're always afraid to speak out because you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Cyber. And I feel the people that my heart goes out for is the people who get scared and they get too nervous because of their career, because of what's happening, that they don't want to speak out and say this stuff. And then you have this culture of silence. What do you think, Mr. Pop Culture PB?
I think I'm distracted by the chat again. Unbelievable. Like, there's stuff happening in the chat all the time, and I don't think that you ever know what's going on down there. I think that you glance at it and go, oh, there's a name that I didn't see before, and then you say hello. But you have no clue what's going on down there ever. What question are you asking me now? Because I know you ask a long-ass question that's like an entire effing paragraph, and then you window of opportunity me and go, what do you think? And I go, I don't know what the question is because you've been talking for frickin' 10 minutes and I don't know where you started and where you wanted to end with your question. So let's try again.
So my question to you is, if this did happen and this is a ongoing situation, right? And now you have the inverse where the white male might actually be guilty of this. Isn't this something that Hollywood has fostered? They have marginalized these victims and fostered a culture of fear.
Of fear? I don't know if it's a culture of fear. I would say that it's more of a culture of secrecy. Like, they're all about trying all of the time, no matter where you are, when you are, who you are, what you are, always trying to keep secrets. Like, the paparazzi are everywhere, so they're always telling people, don't say anything about anything to anyone ever, because it's only going to come back and bite you in the ass. You don't know if the person who's sitting behind the person that you're talking to is only sitting there to get a scoop on you, and what you're doing in your personal life. And if you're going to talk off the cuff like everybody does at the bar, you're not going to be scripted when you're sitting there at the club in the booth. You don't know who the hell's behind you, and they're just, waiting for you to say the one thing that they can write a headline about and impugn you with. And that's all it's about. So I would say it comes down to fostering secrecy. Because if they would just come out all of the time and not worry about this type of stuff, and by worry, I mean, hey, this person did it, shout it from the rooftops, we ain't got to worry about it, get rid of their ass, bring in someone new. Just keep on moving. That's it. You wouldn't have to worry about, oh, well, don't say anything, because if you say something, our movie isn't going to do well. No one's going to go to it. Or you could say something right now, get his ass off the project, whoever he is, whoever she is, right? Just get him off of there. Just, move right along, bring somebody else in. There's always somebody else. It's fucking Hollywood. You have 100 people for whatever position, even if it's the goddamn cameraman going around fucking touching people. I don't fucking care. Move them the fuck out and bring in a new cameraman and keep fucking filming shit. There's plenty of people out there to do the fucking job that you don't have to worry about keeping secrets. The problem is they're too worried about keeping the secret. I don't understand that. Like, oh, did you know before you hired him that he was going to come in and do this? No, you only knew it after you hired him and after it happened. Well, now that it's happened, maybe, just maybe, make a correction. It shouldn't be that difficult.
I 110%, I 1,000% agree with that. That whole entire rant. That's the best way to put it. If people weren't afraid of the budget of the movie failing, we sunk all of this money in, and like you said, there's hundreds of people waiting, but then they go, well, it's going to cost us money to sit back and delay this, and this. Well, you know what? If this is going on, then maybe it is worth, especially with television, you can have a person who did XYZ episodes and then replace them with another writer who's not going to harass the hell. It's really simple. Shalana says, the people in Hollywood want to cover up everything that happens there, and then they try to act shocked when it comes out.
How many Hollywood conspiracy theories there are? There are so many of them. Like, even in old Hollywood. I forget what it was my brother was watching a few weeks ago, but it was talking about several of them. And then they're so intertwined that some of the theories tie into other theories.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, there was a theory about James Wood killed someone, if I remember the story correctly, a long time ago, and Christopher Walken witnessed it. I forgot the actress's name, but anyone who knows this story, you can go and put it in the chat. But and I mean, that's been looming around there in Hollywood for years, but no one's been able to prove it. And the only person who ever saw it will not, to the day they die, ever bring that out, because they're both crazy. So Witchy One says the young cast members has no say so or power. I think it would be hard for a young actor to find anyone to support their claims. And I mean, that's true too. If you're just breaking in, I mean, you're this no-name person going up against this really highly accredited big, yes, Natalie Woods, thank you. That was a whole big conspiracy, and to this day we won't ever find out what happened to poor Natalie Woods. But we know that Christopher Walken witnessed it, and Christopher Walken to this day says the same thing. No comment.
They will.
He's like, hey guys,
The thing
no
is,
comment on that.
they'll do all these things to young actors, but they won't touch the old ones if they are on the same set.
Who wants to touch
Because they
an
don't wanna fuck
old
with them.
actor? Oh my God, no. People only want to touch the young actors. Duh.
Robert Wagner, there we go, and his wife Natalie Woods. Yes, that was a big thing. Robert Wagner, that's who I was trying to think of. Thank you. But that was the same thing, and you're talking about a murder that took place, and to this day, no one supposedly saw it except for everybody in Hollywood knows how it happened, but nobody really knows about what happened. You know, it's crazy. All of this crazy stuff that happens. And this is my point. It's like Hollywood created this, but yet you guys and me and PopCulturePb and CyberneticHusky, we're all the ones who are racist, bigots, sexist, whatever, because we don't get behind.
Hey. I'm allowed. I don't have a soul.
That is true. That is true. You have the claws. And speaking of Hollywood deep dark secrets, I'm going to talk to, if you guys don't know, one of the people I have talked to about a lot on this channel. And as a matter of fact, rounding my last article, someone that I really like, Kate Winslet. She's gotten a lot of crap from the media, a lot of stuff that she's talked about, and she's gone into independent films. And this is my theory on this. This is so terrible what happened to her. And it was our favorite newspaper, folks, The Sun. They made horrendous comments about her.
Our favorite newspaper. You mean our favorite toilet paper?
Oh my God. The Sun. If you need any proof that the Sun are a bunch of tabloid pieces of crap, going back to the 90s, Kate Winslet opened up and blasted the Sun for calling her fat. The Sun had the audacity to call someone who just won an Academy Award for a movie that ridiculous amount of people, myself included, may have saw a couple of times. They fat shamed her in the Sun. And I'm using that word, thank you, Shalana. They said she was fat. Did you guys see Titanic? I in no way, shape, or form thought in any capacity that Kate Winslet looked fat.
Whoa. You talking about that super skinny bitch that was naked on the couch?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he needs a cheeseburger.
Zod, you want to hear this one? Because I forget which stand-up it is. It's in his stand-up, not his late show. When he had one, is Craig Ferguson. When that came out, he made a joke because she's sitting on the door. She said, "Move over, you fat bitch," and he got called by the agent that she will never come on his show.
Oh, Carmen says yes, PB, and you have a beautiful soul.
Who sings that song? That's an old song, Beautiful Soul. Somebody in the chat knows who sings that song, because I don't know bands and artists.
If PB has a soul, it's not beautiful.
Yeah, so these propaganda,
Ouch.
Thank you. I'm getting a lot
I don't
of
believe you, Husky. I'm going to believe the chat.
You know why? It's about as clean as my soul.
Nobody's soul is that dirty.
Kate Winslet is out again, and if you guys don't know, Woody Allen has been talked about in the media a lot, and there's a strong, God, even in his films. And look, I never liked Woody Allen personally. I'm sorry if you like Woody Allen movies. I always had a suspicion that there was something kind of creepy about his films, because he dealt with a lot of themes, with falling in love with underage girls and all sorts of crazy stuff. But Kate Winslet came out and said in the Irish Times, and I trust anything that starts with the Irish.
I trust
Time.
anything that starts with the IRA.
Yeah, bad, Husky. Bad. All right. The Irish Times came out and said Kate Winslet is quoted as saying, "I shouldn't have worked with Woody. I'll always grapple with that regret." A man is adjusting the angle on his laptop. "Hello," he says with a wave. Is that a dishwasher behind him? A little wooden knick-knack. I like how they paint the picture here. Painted with "Let's Dance" in a jaunty font, balances on an angle. I have landed in a cheery, overlit garage somewhere on the south coast of England. And then the nice man moves to the side, and bloody hell, there's Kate Winslet, movie star Kate Winslet. And she smiles and says, "Hiya," in a smart black jacket with her hair tied back. Looks like they have more of a crush on her than me. With her hair tied back and that famous smile where she looks like she's trying not to laugh at a flirty joke. I think, really, did I write this article? The man.
Oh, you can't write for crap, no.
Hey, ghostwriters, I'm just saying. The man and her husband, Ned. No. Sad day. The man is her husband, Ned, Abel Smith. And the garage is their little barn. It's not actually a particularly nice little barn, she says, her energy very much that of a kindly lady doing your bra fitting at Marks and Spencer. That's an interesting. I love this Irish paper. I'm going to start reading from these Okay, what is this called? The Irish Times. Okay, this sounds like my kind of paper. But over here, can you see the amazing sink? And that is from the set of Midran Pierce. It's got shit tabs, but I do like to try to take little things from my films. I took all of the curtains from the cottage in The Holiday. Her children, Maya, and who is her daughter, with her first husband, and Joe, who is 16 from her husband from her second marriage. And Bear, who was born in 2013, soon after she married Ned. Keep cutting them up into smaller and smaller to upcycle their genes. Also, I did a film called All the King's Men, where Jude Law and I had snogging scene on a table. I love that word, snogging. I think all of the UK people can get down with that. I would just like to be able to use that term, snog. Hey, honey, are we gonna snog?
No, snoo.
That's a no. Okay, so if she takes a prop home from each of her films, it's no wonder why she needed to build a barn. Now 45 years old, Winslet has been working for 2/3 of her life, hopping in and out of Hollywood blockbusters, Titanic in '97, to quickly accepting an Oscar. She was the first actress to get 4 Oscar nominations at the age of 30, winning one for The Reader in 2008, or make a surreal existential masterpiece, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, in 2004, or dedicated one of her BAMFAs in 2016 as Best Supporting Actress in Steve Jobs. To all the girls who are doubting themselves, remember, the time here in school, drama teacher advised her to settle for fat girl parts. Wow, Hollywood sucks. Could you imagine your drama school teacher tells you that, oh yeah, you gotta settle for fat girl parts? What? Do you? PB, help me out here.
I mean, what do you mean? Wait a second. Whoa. Hold on. I misunderstood for a second. Is he trying to say that, quote, fat girl parts are bad?
They said that she's got to settle for fat girl parts. I mean, that's... This is the same people who are telling us that we are racist and all of this stuff, and you have someone in a drama school when she's going through the arts telling her that she has to settle for fat girl parts.
Oh, you mean fat girl roles?
Yeah, but the way they
Which
say
doesn't
it,
sound
I'm
much better
quoting.
either, because, you know, a roll is something you eat, but whatever. Like, all of these fat people puns are not working out for me, but whatever. I get what they're saying now.
This is...
Gosh, they make it sound like she's precious.
I mean, this is so terrible. This really shines a light how horrible, horrendous, convoluted, narcissistic these people are. Like, these are people who are supposed to be educators, teachers. They're helping you hone your craft, right? They're supposed to foster your creativity and help you become the best actor or actress you can be, you know? And they look at you and go, yeah, you should just, you know, settle for those Rebel Wilson parts because you're never going to get anything else. Like, really? Really? And then you want us to be body positive, Hollywood? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I mean, I don't understand that. I don't understand it at all. I got a friend on Twitter that thinks that she was fat, so she put a picture of her on Twitter. And I seen the picture on Twitter, and I was like, where? Like, I don't see where the fat person is in this picture. Second point, I don't know about everybody on the planet. Obviously, everyone has their own personal choices. Some people like string beans, but I don't like string beans. You gotta have at least something to you. Something like the quote supermodels, where when they turn sideways, they disappear. That's not for me. And as far as I know, there's not a reasonable man on the planet that wants that. They want something that they can grab onto, for the love of God.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. You know, not to get to a cheesy ABC special moment here, but does it matter when you're acting? Does this matter? Shouldn't it just be this particular role? Yeah, maybe they have a person in mind, but does it matter what a person looks like? What happened to just being a great actor and being qualified for the role? But see, this is the ugly truth. Hollywood doesn't want to admit to everyone what they don't want to say because it's bad PR. Oh, we're about promoting and being diverse and blah blah blah. We got this role coming up and we need model B with blonde hair, blue eyes, big breasts, and nothing to them. And you got about the answer to that. I mean, am I wrong? People in the chat, let me know. If I am wrong, you can call me out on it. But I'm pretty sure when the casting list comes out and they're looking at the next Zack Snyder movie, ooh, burn. That's all I'm saying. The Amber Heards of the world seem to have work aplenty, and they're the most narcissistic, nastiest people ever. So I'm sorry, Hollywood. I don't agree. I don't agree with your philosophy. I think that it's very hypocritical that you tell us we have to have these certain standards, but here for years, you're shaming people who aren't even
they're still shaming people. They shame people now when they're fat and they decide they want to go get healthy in life.
Yeah, Shalana says she was in Sense and Sensibility with the late Alan Rickman, rest in peace. Love you. Uh, before Titanic came out. Yeah, and I've never seen that, so good on you.
Janie was
That's
taking
important.
PB with this one. Said, my best friend is over 6 feet tall and she got some boob in her 30s. And I have to say, you have Amazonians for friends, Janie? That's awesome.
Right? 6 foot tall is pretty tall. That's a tall lady.
I mean, the unicorn, if you guys look, the unicorn is taller than me. But I maintain that's only when she puts her shoes on. You heard
no,
me.
she's constantly taller than you. I met both of you in real life. You are a midget man.
Hey, that's why I'm so angry.
How tall are you, Zod?
Yeah, well, 5'9", somewhere in there.
Okay, so he is short.
That is not short. That is a good height. It's very industrious.
You're right.
It's
You're
very
just 1 inch
manly.
taller than my mother. And like 2 inches taller than Joey Jordison.
Thank you, Shalana. I agree. I love Kate Winslet. I think she's a true actress. And the fact that she went through this is disgusting. And this is why I've highlighted her in a couple of these streams, because it's a shame. It's a shame that they put this label on her and it wasn't true. And it's a shame that the Sun has been being D-bags since the inception of the paper. They should be on the level at this point of the Inquirer, because nothing since the 90s, and we can probably go back further, has ever come out to be true from this paper. Nothing they've printed. Gary, I don't even know what that means, but I'm guessing it's short, Gary. I'm guessing it's short.
I mean, the Sun does get some things right, like the ancillary details that don't affect anything. They get that right when they say, this person was in Aquaman. That's true. Nobody cares.
Isn't the Sun a
Thank you,
tabloid, though?
Bonnie.
I don't know if I
Thank you.
said this earlier. Isn't the Sun a tabloid?
Did you wait. All you did was say thank you. You can't put it on the screen?
I had it on the screen. See, you guys weren't paying
Oh.
attention. I was actually on top of it, and you
My
guys were
bad.
slacking.
Oh,
Zod said he was 5'5",
if
though.
you were in the position that I was in, you would not think that I am slacking, having to listen to you, having to answer your questions, dealing with the chat, also doing other things. I'm not going to say the other things. I guess you'll just have to wonder.
So let me get back to the rest of this article, because gosh darn it, I'm getting close to this time. For every part, she should go for fat girl. They were saying their darkness, their glamour, their anxiety, their breath. Learning to free dive recently for Avatar 2. She held her breath underwater for 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Breaking story: Avatar 2 will never come out. Anyways,
The Navy SEALs are also taught to hold their breath for a very long time too, right? A lot of people in the military.
I know that for a fact because I trained alongside with them and SWIC. So yes, it sucked. If I have to, I would, but I'm going to tell you guys something right now. Little fun fact. Holding your breath for that long sucks, okay? If you think it's like, oh, it's so cool because you disappear in water and it sucks.
I saw the David Blaine thing where he was getting the record for holding his breath a long time. He was starting to look like shit near the end, and when it got close to the end, he just released the things that he was holding on to, so he'd float to the top. So once he got to that time limit, he could just lift his head up and start breathing.
Oh yeah. So anyways, she held her breath underwater for 7 minutes and 14 seconds, breaking Tom Cruise's record. God, it's wonderful. Your mind completely drifts off. You can't think about anything else. You can't make lists in your head. You're just looking at the bubbles underwater. And underneath you. Is it dangerous? Oh, yes. You have to have someone there. Ned trained with me, and he got quite good at holding his breath as well. But he did black out. What were her first words when she came up after 7 minutes and 14 seconds? My first words were, "Am I dead?" "Yes, I thought I died," she said with a cheerful grin. Wow. Although the English county of Dorset is not death, not quite. The lengths she's went to when preparing for her new Oscar-tipped movie with similarly extreme. In Ammonite, a quiet, crushing film, its writer-director Francis Lee introduces Mary Anning, a 19th century paleontologist whose important fossil finds were inappropriate by male scientific establishment. Like a fossil, Elling's heart is prized open by Charlotte, the grieving wife of an amateur gentleman geologist. Like a rock, it breaks. Everywhere there's death and weather and lust and pissing hotly on the shingle in order to breathe. Mary Winslet moved alone to a small, windy house, a bunker on the beach, spending her evenings drawing and writing by candlelight with a sad bowl of soup, and her days on cliffs, driving fossils out of rocks with ancient tools while wearing heavy boots in the rain. Wow, she really jumped into that role. Like, I'm sorry, I couldn't do like a cottage on the wood and rain and digging for fossils. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Could you do that? Just cut off from YouTube, go out on the cliff, eat a bowl of porridge every day.
Could I cut myself off from the internet and go sit on a cliff edge eating porridge? Is that what you just fucking asked me?
I'm not sitting on a cliff edge.
Yes, I did.
But I probably could do the other stuff, but I'm not sitting on a damn cliff edge.
I mean...
Know why I won't sit on a cliff edge? Because there's a chance. And I don't know what the probability is. It depends on the cliff. That it slips out and you start falling to your death.
Wow. Isa, hello. Donald, hello. Mr. CCDV, hello. So yeah, wow, she did some preparation for this. She said she spent weeks on rock excavating fossils, one of which she polished and gave to Ronan. She learned to walk differently. She took drawing classes. She cultivated a sodden sort of stillness. One day, on set, Lee saw a stranger lurking. He became irritated. Who was this woman bobbling around? It took the crew member to quietly tell him it was Winslet. I had to get to know her all over again as Kate. She transforms herself, and I will say, yeah, go on. I do believe this is one of the best things I've ever seen her do. She, she has no vanity. The only time she commented on the lighting or angles was when she said, are you guys getting my double chins? Looking at Winslet today, gently grand in the warmth of her home, as she recalls Mary, the scramble of the cliffs, and the weeks that it took to fully scrub dirt from her nails. I casually refer to as method acting. Her face squinches in alarm. I hate that word. When I was married to Sam, he would always tease me about it. You are a method. I have an allergic reaction to that wanking process. So I would hate to ever admit that maybe I do have one myself. But my dad always used to say to me, you're only as good as your last gig, babe. She has drifted purposefully into every positivity. Do you remember the period of history when Suddenly, female tennis players became extraordinarily vocal and much more muscular than we'd ever seen them before. Well, I suddenly feel that's happening in the acting world, partly because we are emerging into the spectacular #MeToo period. Sorry, I don't agree with that. But also because women are feeling inherent sense of connection with each other. We're less afraid to say what we think, continues Winslet. Has she held back in the past? She sighs a little bit, yes. Reading back over Winslet, many years of the press today in perfect and enlightened times, it was a shock to see how often body was part of the story. Joan Rivers once said the appearance in the Titanic, if she just lost 5 pounds, she would be able to fit in the raft. Wow. Recently, she returned to the newspaper articles writing about her in the late 1990s from when she was 19. And it was almost laughable how shocking and how critical and how straight up cruel the tabloid journalists were with me. I was still figuring out who the hell I bloody was. They would comment on my size, they'd estimate what I weighed, they'd print the supposed diet I was on. It was critical and horrible and upsetting to read. But it also made me feel so moved how different it is now. Like, and they show a younger picture, and it's amazing. Like hearing that stuff, like what do you guys think? Like, journalists are horrible. These guys are horrible people. It's
Oh, I
just,
know journalists are horrible people, and it's nothing new. I mean, back in the day, all journalists shat on Queen until Freddie Mercury died.
oh yeah, now like he's the greatest thing ever.
I know.
Like
for
the
some of you-
greatest thing ever.
No, that's how everyone holds them up though now, PB. That's what Zod means.
No, he's the gayest thing ever.
Oh yeah, there's that. Now they've, and this is the shame part. You guys want to hear the irony of the whole Freddie Mercury thing? Freddie Mercury was quoted one time saying he does not want to be a movement for gay activism. He doesn't want to be a movement for AIDS. He just wants to be remembered as the lead singer of Queen. That was it. He's not trying to make a statement. And what did these people do, guys? What did they do? What did they make Freddie Mercury? They made him exactly what he didn't want to be. It's so disgusting and so shameful. And I mean, it's the whole topic of this conversation, this whole stream, right?
Freddie only wanted his image to be associated with Queen because that's what his image was Queen.
Yeah. Wildcard says those aren't journalists. Those are tabloid writers. Well, these days, you can't tell who's a journalist and who's a tabloid writer because they're all tabloid writers.
You can have tabloids and things that were used to be credible media sources because you know what they're doing? They're just getting clicks. That's all they care about these days is ratings and clicks. And clicks. But the ratings they only get from like people who click and view. Game Theory made a thing about this of why everybody attacked PewDiePie several years ago. Like maybe it was back in 2017 or something. It's trying to figure out why do people go after him, and he's looking at these main like late night show hosts that had him. They'd attack him and what he did, and then he looked at like Conan, who never attacked him, and it's all because of ratings. It's a ratings game, numbers. That's all they care about.
Yeah,
because that guy PewDiePie has gotten more clicks, views, and followers and subscribers than any of those guys will ever get.
Yeah.
And they didn't like that.
Yeah, and here's the thing, people. Here's the thing that I want to highlight. Here's the thing that I want to highlight about this whole thing tonight. The whole point of this stream is that at the end of the day, people, make the choice for yourself. We can gather facts and evidence and stuff like that, but you don't want to be part of this mob mentality. We've thrown out sanity and reason. to listen to a Wikipedia source or a Google source or things like that. And the sad part is these people who are bringing these information, who are supposedly bringing us the facts, they are Googling it. They're using Wikipedia sources. We have got to be smarter than these people, and we've got to have our own knowledge, our own perspective on things. The problem with today is that all of these young kids, all of these youngsters, and there's a few smart ones out there, but for the most part, most of the young kids are being told by the media that it's this way, and they're only looking at the new post or the new thing trending on Facebook or what's going on Twitter. And we are neglecting using our heads, our minds, and gathering facts, and then based upon those facts, coming to a logical conclusion. And when you look at what someone's saying, these Hollywood stars aren't as deep as they want you to think. They're very shallow, most of them. It's not hard to discern what is a lie and what is the truth. So, at the end of the day, we've got to be the ones to come up with our own conclusions, to draw our own conclusions and make our own theories and decide amongst ourselves. It's just like with JD, it's just like with anything we cover, right? The media would have you believe, Amber Heard would have you believe that this guy's a monster. But when you stop and you look at the facts and you look at the evidence and you look at what's being presented in front of you, you start to see a different picture. You start to see what the truth is. And if we don't research, if we don't look into it, then we're becoming sheep of this technological age. So I'm going to get some final thoughts of the panel before I start wrapping things up. Let me get to Cyber, what do you have about this whole night and your final thoughts?
Not much, just that Hollywood will always be full of narcissistic, egotistical maniacs that'll do anything to put someone down and then deny it when you bring it up. But they'll blame you. They'll blame you, the fans. It's your fault. It is definitely your fault, not our fault. We created this whole scenario. And fuck. There was one point when I was young, I didn't mention it much because there was like other stuff that I always was interested in, but I thought to myself at one point, I'm like, you know what? I like George Lucas. I would want to be a director one day until I found out that the Hollywood scene is a nasty shithole.
Oh, that's putting it mildly.
Carmen said, I say the only monster is Amber Heard. There's been a couple who have been unraveled these past couple of days. Issa says, yeah, I don't believe anything unless I see it with my own eye or lots of evidence to prove it. That's a great philosophy to have. PopCulturePb, what are your final thoughts? And what do you think about, just everything we've touched on and, in general with this world and the way accusations are being thrown around?
Oh my God, Guy, why do you have to make the question 3 times longer than what it needs to be? What are your final thoughts? And let me ramble on for another 45 seconds before you answer. And I'm just going to, talk in a circle here. What the hell was that?
It's because I like to hear you rant. Haven't you figured that out yet? We've been doing this for like how many years now?
Unbelievable. I don't have final thoughts. I have final thought. Is that good enough for you? Will that work? Can I have one final thought?
Let your hate flow.
I mean, it's going to be a very calm final thought. Well, it's going to start that way. We'll see how it ends. Essentially, fuck secret Hollywood. Just imagine for a moment a Hollywood where there are no secrets. Like, I'm not talking about people keeping their private life, because I don't care what you do inside your home. But as soon as you go into the public square and start telling people what you do in your home, or you go to your place of business and conduct yourself in an improper manner there, I have no room for any of your fucking secrets anymore, and you can suck all of the pineapples. Did I get kicked out again?
No,
Well, how the hell are you two silent?
I was letting you go on, but he's muted.
He
The chat
muted
can't-
himself,
The chat
which
can't
means he's
see
getting
that.
yelled at by Bitchy Unicorn. That's what it means.
The chat can't see it, but we can see it. Like you used to be
Yeah, I
able to
didn't
see
realize.
the
When did that
microphones.
happen?
I don't know. You used to be able to do that, and it was kind of fun because I like clicking the on/off button on the mute thing to annoy you guys in the chat.
I know, you're like, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Because I'm going to sit here and click this button over and over again. Because I thought that too. Like last week, I was like, am I muted? Because I was looking at the YouTube stream and there was no symbol. Then I looked back at my device. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely muted. What the hell is going on here? Apparently they fixed that problem as to not distract people with the mute button. I wonder where they got that from.
Shh.
What?
No one's talking about you.
Anyways, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. We had a great time. Tomorrow I'm going to have on David Bixenspan. If you don't know who that is, it is about regarding what happened to my uncle and his passing. He was the person who wrote the article. So I'm going to back in the 90s. I'm going to have him on, and he's going to talk about some things you might not know about the WWE. And so that'll be a great interview. So check that out. PB, are you ready for that? Because, you know, you're my trusted
co-host. Am I ready for what?
To meet David Bixenspan.
I don't even know who that is.
Exactly. Doing a great job.
So yeah, I'm super ready to meet Nameless Man. Absolutely.
Thank you everybody for watching. Just so you know, probably next Sunday I'm going to do my 1K stream. So it's gonna be great. I've talked to prior members, and I have roped in an Aussie. So we are going to have the original late night crew. We're going to have Perp. We're going to have Stevie. We're going to have Cyber. And we're going to have PopCulturePb to celebrate. And there's...
Wait, when are we celebrating this?
Yeah. There is not going to be a topic. We're just going to go crazy.
When are we celebrating?
It's going to be next Sunday because...
Oh, don't you love that?
If it's tomorrow night, I'm like, I'm going to be out with my brother and my dad.
Nah, man, I gotta wait for the process.
Husky asks you when, and you give him the what. You're a special man.
So before we go, let you guys get your channels in. Cyber, tell them where they can find you. And by the way, I did check out your Battlefront gameplay. I couldn't say anything because they wanted me to log in.
Well, you can say something tomorrow once I get to that point. But I got 3 places you can find me. My main channel, which I should be throwing in there now. My archive channel, which you'll see the Battlefront video, which will be up tomorrow. And then you guys got to wait a bit for me to start streaming again for more stuff on that channel. Because that is my archive channel where I'm going to be throwing my Twitch clips. But you have to wait like 1 to 2 days after I... what do I want to say? Stream. 1 to 2 days after I stream, because that's that just falls into the affiliate agreement. There's like a thing where you can't post it anywhere else within 24 hours. And let me get my Twitch for you guys, and that's my main streaming. Create a Twitch account, and you can follow me there.
It's just as easy as creating a YouTube account.
Yep. And by the way, for the chat, Zod's girlfriend followed me before I got affiliated, and Zod still hasn't made an account to follow me on Twitch.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'm a villain.
Yeah, you're a villain, but villains support other villains. Have you heard of the Legion of Doom?
Okay, let me just counter that argument with Zod ever in the Legion of Doom? No. Zod,
was there ever a cybernetic husky in the Legion of Doom?
There could have been.
Unbelievable.
I would support.
There could have been. There could have been.
Man, Legion
Let me
of
counter
Doom,
you with nothing.
He's in the Hishy villain pub, and they're all nice to him.
Exactly.
Speaking
of
he
can be in there, he can be in the Legion of Doom.
Speaking of which, the person who's always happy, who I never ever agitate ever on a live stream, the commander, co-host, my right-hand man, the person who keeps things going and who I'm going to have to retroactively pay, Mr. PopCulturePb. Tell them where they can find you and if there's an after party going on.
Oh, you can find me on the internet, on your favorite social media platform. Unless I'm not on that social media platform, and then get off that social media platform and find the one that says PopCulturePb. All you gotta do is search PopCulturePb, and then you'll find me. And yeah, I think I will be doing an after show because I'm sitting here in the house all alone. And by all alone, I mean just with the animals. So yeah, there's definitely going to be an after party going on. And I'll have one thing to say at the beginning of it to let everybody know some interesting information. And then who knows what we'll talk about because it's an after party.
Yeah, and as it went for a certain someone, it's like, after the party, it's the hotel lobby. Nah, never mind. Should I quote R. Kelly? Is that in bad taste? Never mind. Anyways.
Yeah, I wouldn't quote him.
Hold on. The Legion of Doom in comic books is the collection of all of the worst characters in DC Comics. And I don't know, it's in a swamp someplace. I don't know exactly where it's located. That's the only place I ever saw it before. The other Legion of Doom is a 1980s or during the 80s WWF tag team.
So, yeah,
Gary, stop giving spoilers, you son of a bitch!
So, join the Legion of Doom party or after party here on PopCulturePb's channel. I'll probably hop in there later. I gotta do a drive and then I gotta go and check in.
Zod thinks he's gonna get a link.
Oh, I better, you son of a bitch, or I'm going to use Phantom Zone Tech to hack my way in there. But anyways, yeah, definitely go check out Mr. PopCulturePb's channel. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure you spread the love around, retweet, pass to relatives, uncles. If your pet goes on YouTube, have them come and check out the channel. And as always, remember, there is only one rule here in the fandom zone. Kneel before Zod.
You don't pay me enough for that. You don't pay me at all, you bastard.
The darkness before we never crossed our